Welcome, my channel. Ever looked at a tiny 10-cent coin and thought it was just spare change? Think again. Welcome to the world of Roosevelt dimes, where rare dates, mint marks, and hidden errors can turn ordinary coins into incredible treasures. From everyday pocket change to coins worth thousands of dollars, we uncover the secrets collectors don't want you to miss. Stay with us because your next dime could change everything. This first coin, the 1994D Roosevelt dime, was minted in Denver, and millions of these coins were produced for general circulation. Most of them are still only worth face value today. However, a tiny number of these dimes stand out because of rare minting errors, unusual characteristics, or exceptional historical interest. These are the coins collectors are willing to pay huge amounts of money to own. Now picture a circulated example, one that has been used in daily transactions. It shows scratches, light wear on the surface, and the fine details of the design are slightly faded. Normally, collectors prefer coins in perfect, uncirculated condition. But in rare cases, even a worn coin can become incredibly valuable if it has the right features. This is exactly what makes certain 1994D Roosevelt dimes so special. One of the key factors that can push the value of this coin up to extreme levels is the presence of a rare mint error. These errors happen during the coin production process and can include things like double strikes, off-center designs, or missing elements. For example, a dramatic double die error, where the design appears duplicated due to a misalignment during striking, can make a coin highly desirable. Even if the coin has scratches and signs of circulation, such an error can still make it worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another important factor is the condition combined with rarity. While your coin may be described as fine condition due to visible scratches and wear, collectors will still examine details like the clarity of Roosevelt's profile, the lettering, and the torch on the reverse side. If these elements remain recognizable and the coin has a rare feature, its value increases significantly. The $150,000 price tag is not something every 1994D dime will reach. This kind of value is typically seen in high-profile auctions where rare varieties are discovered and authenticated by professional grading services. When a coin is certified and verified as a rare error or unique piece, collectors compete fiercely, driving the price up to incredible levels. It's also important to understand the story behind the Roosevelt dime itself. Introduced in 1946, the coin honors President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his legacy, particularly his efforts in fighting polio. Over the decades, the design has remained largely unchanged, making any variation or error even more noticeable and valuable to collectors. If you believe you might have a 1994D Roosevelt dime with potential value, the first step is careful inspection. Look closely at the mint mark D on the coin. Check for any unusual doubling in the text, numbers, or design elements. Pay attention to the alignment of the coin and whether anything looks off-center or distorted. Even small irregularities can make a big difference. Next, consider getting the coin professionally evaluated. Coin grading companies can authenticate and assign a grade to your coin, which greatly increases its credibility in the market. Without proper certification, it can be difficult to convince buyers of your coin's true value. The excitement of coin collecting comes from this very possibility, that something overlooked and undervalued could turn out to be extremely rare. Many valuable coins have been discovered in pocket change, old jars, or inherited collections. The 1994D Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of how a modern coin can still hold hidden surprises. So the next time you come across a dime, take a closer look before you spend it. That small silver-colored coin might carry more than just 10 cents of value. It could be a rare piece of history, waiting to be discovered, and possibly worth up to $150,000 in the right market. In the world of coin collecting, knowledge is power, and attention to detail is everything. Every scratch, every mark, and every tiny variation tells a story. And sometimes, that story can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary fortune. This next coin. The 2005P Roosevelt dime was minted in Philadelphia, and like most modern dimes, it was produced in huge quantities. These coins were made for everyday use, and the vast majority are still only worth their face value. However, within these millions of coins, a very small number carry rare characteristics that can turn them into highly valuable collector's items. These rare features are often overlooked because they require a careful and trained eye to identify. This dime features the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, a design that has remained largely unchanged since 1946. On the reverse side, you'll find the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Because the design is so consistent, even the smallest variation or minting mistake becomes extremely important and noticeable to collectors. Now consider a circulated coin in fine condition. This means the coin has been used in everyday transactions. It may have scratches across the surface, slight dullness, and softened details. The high points of the design, such as Roosevelt's hair and the torch flame, may show wear. Normally, this level of condition would not attract serious collectors. But in rare situations, condition becomes secondary when the coin has something truly unique. The key to reaching a value as high as $120,000 lies in rare mint errors or unusual varieties. These errors occur during the minting process and can dramatically increase a coin's value. For example, a double die error can cause the date or lettering to appear slightly duplicated. An off-center strike might shift the design away from its normal position, creating a visually striking and rare piece. In some cases, missing design elements or die cracks can also make the coin highly desirable. Even a coin with scratches and circulation marks can command a huge price if it features one of these rare errors. Collectors are not just buying the condition of the coin, they are buying its uniqueness. A rare 2005 P dime with a strong and clearly visible error can become the center of attention in auctions, where collectors compete to own something truly one of a kind. Another important factor is authentication. A coin believed to be rare must be verified by professional grading services. These experts examine every detail, confirm whether the error is genuine, and assign a grade based on condition. Once certified, the coin gains credibility and trust in the market. This is when serious collectors and investors become interested, often pushing the price higher through competitive bidding. The idea of a $120,000 dime might sound unbelievable, but the coin market has proven time and again that rarity drives value. Coins that were once considered ordinary have shocked collectors by selling for massive amounts simply because of a small minting mistake or a previously unknown variety. The 2005 P Roosevelt dime is part of this modern era where even recent coins can hold extraordinary potential. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins, it's important to examine it carefully. Look closely at the P mint mark. Check the date and lettering for any signs of doubling. Observe the alignment of the design and see if anything appears off-center or unusual. Pay attention to any strange marks that don't look like normal wear, as they could be signs of a mint error rather than damage. You should also avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value significantly, even if the coin is rare. Collectors prefer coins in their natural state, even if they show wear and scratches. Preserving the original surface is always the better choice. The excitement of coin collecting comes from moments like this, the chance that something small and ordinary could turn out to be incredibly valuable. Many collectors have discovered rare coins in loose change, coin rolls, or old collections passed down through families. The thrill is in the possibility that hidden value is right in front of you. So next time you come across a 2005 Roosevelt dime, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. That worn, scratched coin might not be as ordinary as it seems. It could hold a rare feature that transforms it from a simple 10-cent piece into a $120,000 treasure. This next coin, the 1990 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark, a coin that most people would ignore, but collectors are quietly searching for every single day. The Roosevelt dime has been part of everyday American life since 1946, created to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, and over the decades, billions of these coins have been produced. The 1990D version came from the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mark next to the date. Because so many were made, the majority of these dimes are only worth their face value. But here's where things get interesting, because not every coin is created equal, even when they look the same at first glance. What turns an ordinary 1990D dime into a six-figure treasure is not its shine or perfect condition, but something far more exciting, a rare minting error or unusual variety that slipped through quality control. These errors are extremely hard to find, which is exactly why collectors are willing to pay such high prices when one appears. Even a circulated coin, showing scratches and signs of use, can still be incredibly valuable if it carries one of these rare features. One possibility is a dramatic off-center strike, where the design is not perfectly aligned, leaving part of the coin blank and creating a unique appearance. Another highly valuable feature could be a double die error, where the text or image appears slightly duplicated, almost like a shadow effect. There are also cases where coins are struck on the wrong metal planche, giving them a different weight or color compared to standard dimes. These small differences may seem minor, but in the world of coin collecting, they can make all the difference between a coin worth 10 cents and one worth $160,000. Now imagine the journey of such a coin. It may have started at the Denver Mint in 1990, passed through countless hands, used in daily transactions, collecting scratches and wear along the way. Someone might have used it to buy a snack, pay for a bus ride, or simply dropped it into a tip jar, never realizing its hidden value. That's what makes this story so powerful, because the coin doesn't need to be in perfect condition to be valuable. Its rarity tells the real story. When a rare 1990D Roosevelt dime surfaces in the auction world, it instantly grabs attention. Collectors, investors, and dealers all recognize the opportunity. Bidding can start at a modest level but quickly escalates as more people realize just how rare the coin truly is. The competition becomes intense, and before you know it, the price climbs into the thousands, then tens of thousands, and in exceptional cases, reaches that incredible $160,000 mark. If you're thinking about how to spot one of these rare coins, the first step is simple: slow down and really look at your coins. Check the date carefully and make sure the D mint mark is present. Then examine the details under good lighting. Look for anything unusual, doubling in the letters, misaligned designs, or differences in thickness. A magnifying glass can reveal details that are otherwise invisible. Even the weight and color of the coin can offer clues that something unusual is going on. Another important step is getting the coin authenticated if you believe you've found something special. Professional grading services can confirm whether the coin is genuine and identify any rare features it may have. This not only protects you as a seller, but also gives buyers confidence, which can significantly increase the final auction price. The beauty of this story is that it reminds us how everyday objects can hold extraordinary value. You don't need expensive equipment or years of experience to start looking. All you need is curiosity. In the world of coin collecting, the smallest details can lead to the biggest rewards, and your next discovery might just change everything. This next coin. The 1970, the Denver Mint struck a massive number of dimes marked with a small D beside the date. Because of this high production, nearly all 1970D dimes are still only worth face value. But hidden among those millions are a few extremely rare pieces that collectors dream of finding. What makes a 1970D Roosevelt dime jump from 10 cents to a staggering six-figure value is not its shine or condition, but the presence of a rare minting error or unusual variety. These errors happen during the production process and are often so subtle that they go unnoticed for years. That's why even a circulated coin with visible scratches and wear can still be incredibly valuable if it carries one of these rare characteristics. One of the most exciting possibilities is a doubled die error. This occurs when the coin is struck in such a way that the design appears slightly duplicated, especially in the lettering or date. To an untrained eye, it might look like a minor flaw, but to a collector, it's a sign of rarity. Another valuable feature could be an off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned, creating a unique and eye-catching appearance. There are also cases where coins are struck on the wrong metal planche, giving them a different weight or color compared to standard dimes. Now think about the journey of such a coin. It may have been minted in Denver in 1970, entered circulation, and passed through countless hands over the years. It could have been used in everyday purchases, dropped into vending machines, or stored away in a jar of spare change. Along the way, it picked up scratches and signs of wear, making it look even more ordinary. Yet all that time, it carried a hidden value that no one noticed. When a rare 1970 Roosevelt dime finally appears in the auction world, it becomes the center of attention. Collectors and investors immediately recognize its significance. Bidding begins, and what starts as a modest price quickly rises as more people compete to own this unique piece. The excitement builds with every bid, and in exceptional cases, the final price can reach an incredible $160. It's not just about the coin itself, but the story, rarity, and demand that drive such a high value. If you're wondering how to identify one of these rare coins, the process begins with careful observation. Start by checking the date and confirming the presence of the D mint mark. Then examine the coin closely under good lighting. Look for any unusual features, such as doubling in the text, misaligned designs, or differences in thickness. Using a magnifying glass or coin loupe can help reveal details that are otherwise easy to miss. Weight and color are also important clues. A coin struck on the wrong planche may feel slightly heavier or lighter than normal, or have a different tone. These small differences can be the key to discovering something truly valuable. Even if the coin is scratched or worn, don't dismiss it, because condition is not always the most important factor when rarity is involved. If you believe you've found something special, the next step is professional authentication. Having the coin evaluated and graded by a reputable service can confirm its authenticity and identify any rare features. This not only protects you, but also increases buyer confidence, which can significantly boost the coin's value at auction. The beauty of this story lies in its simplicity. You don't need to be an expert or spend thousands of dollars to start searching for rare coins. All it takes is curiosity and a willingness to look a little closer at the everyday objects around you. The 1970 Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of how something small and overlooked can hold extraordinary value. So the next time you come across a worn, scratched dime, don't ignore it. Take a moment to examine it carefully. That simple coin could be hiding a rare error, a unique history, and a value far beyond what anyone would expect. This last coin, the 1999 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark, a coin that most people overlook every single day without realizing its true potential. The Roosevelt dime has been part of everyday life in the United States since 1946, created to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt. And over the years, billions of these coins have been minted and circulated. In 1999, the Denver Mint produced a large number of dimes, each marked with a small D beside the date. Because of this high production, nearly all 1999 D dimes are still only worth face value today. But here's where things take a surprising turn, because among those millions, a few rare pieces exist that can be worth an incredible amount of money. The secret behind such a high value is not just the year or the mint mark, but the presence of rare minting errors or unique die varieties. These errors occur during the production process and are often so subtle that they go unnoticed for years. Even a coin in circulated condition, with visible scratches and wear, can still be extremely valuable if it carries one of these rare features. In fact, sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins turn out to be the most extraordinary. One of the most sought-after possibilities is a double die error. This happens when the coin is struck in a way that creates a slight duplication in the design, especially visible in the lettering or numbers. To someone unfamiliar, it may just look like a minor flaw, but to collectors, it's a sign of rarity and high demand. Another exciting possibility is an off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned, leaving part of the coin blank and giving it a unique and unusual appearance. There are also cases where coins are struck on the wrong planche, meaning the metal used is not the standard composition for a dime. This can result in differences in weight, thickness, or color, all of which can significantly increase the coin's value. These types of errors are extremely rare, which is why collectors are willing to pay such high prices when one appears in the market. Now, imagine the journey of a 1999D Roosevelt dime with one of these rare features. It may have left the Denver Mint and entered circulation like any other coin, passing from one person to another, used in everyday transactions, slowly collecting scratches and signs of wear. Over time, it became just another coin in someone's pocket or jar, completely unnoticed. Yet all along, it carried a hidden value that could one day reach $140,000. When such a coin finally surfaces at an auction, it creates a wave of excitement among collectors and investors. Bidding can start low, but as more people recognize the rarity and significance of the coin, the price begins to climb rapidly. Each bid reflects not just the coin itself, but the story, the rarity, and the chance to own something truly unique. In exceptional cases, the final price can reach that incredible six-figure range, turning a simple dime into a life-changing discovery. If you're wondering how to find one of these rare coins, the first step is to start paying close attention to the details. Look carefully at the date and confirm the presence of the D mint mark. Examine the coin under good lighting and check for any unusual features such as doubling, misalignment, or differences in shape. Using a magnifying glass can help reveal small details that are easy to miss with the naked eye. You should also pay attention to the coin's weight and color. A coin struck on the wrong planche may feel different in your hand or appear slightly unusual compared to other dimes. Even if the coin is scratched or worn, don't dismiss it, because condition alone does not determine value when rarity is involved. If you believe you've found something special, getting the coin authenticated is an important next step. Professional grading services can verify its authenticity and identify any rare characteristics. This not only protects you but also increases buyer confidence, which can significantly boost the coin's value in the auction market. What makes this story so powerful is its simplicity. Anyone can start looking for rare coins. You don't need expensive tools or years of experience, just curiosity and attention to detail. The 1999D Roosevelt dime proves that valuable treasures are not always hidden far away. Sometimes they are right in front of us, waiting to be discovered.